When we look at things in a healthier way, in a better light, we're able to attract things that we do want instead of focusing on things that we don't want. Hey everybody, my name is Sonia Star J, and this is Fully Loving Yourself. Today we are talking about red and green flags in relationships, okay? Social media is in a frenzy today, this week. I don't know what is going on, but everybody is talking about red flags in relationships. Like, it's crazy, right? They definitely got some points, though. They definitely got some points.
I got one too.
Okay, and what is that?
Well, what had happened was, I got another one. We got a baby on the way, but we ain't together. I got another one. When you can't find them at all. Like, they text messages ain't working, can't reach them on FaceTime, can't reach them on a phone call, and then they say, oh, my phone had died.
Those are all very valid red flags. And there's a bunch more. There are a bunch of different red flags when it comes to dating. If you're currently dating and you're looking for some tips, this is the video for you. So stay tuned. Red flags are things that you should pay attention to that could let you know if this person is right for you or not, if you should proceed with getting into a relationship with this person. Red flags are communication issues, lack of support, being too controlling, being too critical, being too emotional, making passive aggressive jokes at you about your body or about how you look. And while it's fun to kiki, and laugh about the red flags in relationships, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So making sure you pay attention to those red flags can definitely keep you out of a situation that you don't want to be in. It could protect you and save your life. I don't think we spend enough time talking about the green flags in relationships. A lot of times when we focus on the positive, we can attract positive things into our lives. When you're looking for something bad, bad tends to happen. But when you're looking for something good, you never know what you'll get. I was single for 5 years. I definitely had my fair share of situations where I could have listened to the red flags. I could have paid attention to the red flags, and they could have kept me out of the situations that I got myself into. However, I'm able to sit here today now in a healthy relationship that I've been in for a few years and tell you that if you pay attention to the green flags, you could potentially end up with somebody who you deserve, who will love you and treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. So let's just hop right on to these green flags. In relationships, one of the top most important things is communication, okay? If you are going on a date with someone new or a couple, somebody new, make sure that they are able to communicate with you effectively, whether the information that they're delivering is negative or positive. A lot of times when people are scared to communicate, they won't tell you negative information because they don't know how to deliver it, and that's okay. However, you need someone who knows how to talk to you about hard things. In relationships, things are not always going to be easy, and there are hard conversations that need to be had. So if you find someone who's comfortable with having those hard conversations with you in the dating stage, it makes it that much easier for you if you decide to get into a relationship with them. Another green flag is if they know how to listen, okay? A lot of people know how to talk, but a lot of people don't know how to listen. They listen to respond and react. They don't listen to actually take in what it is that you're saying and actually process the information that you're telling them, whether it be about themselves or whether it be about you or an issue that you're having or even how your day went, right? So if you are dating somebody who's actively listening to you, they are engaging in what it is that you're saying. No phone. Well, no, I can't say that because even sometimes people who don't have their phone in their hand aren't actively listening to you. It goes in one ear and out the other. I do it sometimes. I just check out. But someone who is actively listening to you and engaging in the conversation will be able to mention or repeat something that you said in that conversation at a later time. So you know that they were listening, especially if you voiced a concern and they actually make a change or they make it a priority to address your concern. If you're dating someone and you are on the more emotional side, on the more sensitive side, like me. I'm a Cancer. I'm always crying, okay? My boyfriend, however, is not the most sensitive person. However, he is sensitive when it comes to my feelings, meaning he knows how to be empathetic. And that is a green flag. A green flag is when somebody's able to take your feelings into account and process them and not brush you off or blow you off and pretend like your feelings don't matter. That's very important to have if you're somebody who is highly sensitive, like me. And let's be honest, some people are just not sensitive, and that's okay. They can go be with somebody who's just not as sensitive as they are. However, you might need to switch to somebody who's more on the empathetic, sensitive side. I wouldn't recommend dating somebody who's equally as sensitive to as you. There has to be like a balance, you know? Like there has to be, you know, somebody who's stable emotionally. Not saying that if you're sensitive, you're emotionally unstable, but like, y'all get what I'm saying. You ever been out on a date with somebody or just been out in public with somebody that you're trying to get to know or who's trying to get to know you, and y'all order something and they are just pissed. They are in fumes. They are infuriated because their food is taking too long and they're ready to go and they're just and huffing and puffing and being rude to the waitress and, oh, I'm going to take their tip. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. A green flag. A green flag is somebody who knows how to exhibit patience, who knows how to exhibit grace, especially if you're at a restaurant and it's busy and short staffed. Like you never know what is going on. So judge a person by how they treat other people, right? If the person that you're dating or trying to get to know knows how to be patient in situations like that, that's how you know they might be a keeper. You got one, you winning, you winning. If you're anything like me, you love your peace, okay? You love your solitude, and you'll only consider dating a person whose presence feels just as good as being alone, okay? That's a green flag. If you are dating somebody who makes you feel just as comfortable, just as at peace as you are when you're by yourself, that's a keeper. That is energy that you want to keep around you. Somebody who's supportive, somebody who believes in you, somebody who speaks to you well, right? Somebody who says nice things to you, speaks life into you. That is the type of energy that you want to keep around you in a partner. If you guys are able to laugh together, joke around together, have great meaningful conversations, if you're both not sitting around in your phones all day, right? Because we can get distracted by social media and it's cool sometimes, but if you're able to engage in meaningful conversations together and talk about some things that are important to you, then that's a green flag. Ding. That brings me to my next point. If you have compatible beliefs, values, and interests, that's definitely going to make things easier in the long run. If you get with somebody and you're dating them just because of what they have, okay, I mean, kudos to you, do your thing, but it might not work long term unless, you know, you're just shallow or you're just that type of person and you don't care about, you know, somebody's personality. I just don't know how that would work. But to each his own, right? To each their own. But if you are not that kind of person and you actually do want to date somebody for their personality and you want to be with somebody long term based off of getting along with your partner, you want to make sure that you have compatible interests, values, and beliefs, because if you plan on having children together, that's what's going to be instilled into your child. So you want to be able to, you want to know that that person is going to be compatible with you in child rearing, in maintaining a household, finances, stuff like that. I mean, if religion is a big thing to you, you definitely want to make sure that your religious beliefs are compatible. Like all of those are things that you want to pay attention to. And if they check off, that's a green flag, right? If you're having conversations and it's seeming to go well and you guys are checking off all these things that you both like and both believe in and both value, green flag. A lot of times we look at it as a negative, like, oh, if they don't have this, then that's a red flag. Let's change our frame of mind, right? Let's look at it differently and say, okay, well, if they do have this and they do that, then it's a green flag. We got to switch the way we look at things, because when we look at things in a healthier way, in a better light, we're able to attract things that we do want instead of focusing on things that we don't want, right? Something that was big for me to learn prior to getting into this relationship was being more mature and taking accountability for my own stuff. Like my mistakes, my not listening, my shit. Like I had to be accountable for my stuff. I had to own up to the fact that I wasn't always right. You know, a lot of women, I know I was very me-centered. We're not always right. It's great to have a partner who's able to pour into you and teach you things that you don't know, and vice versa. So if you're willing to be taught and they're willing to teach, and if you're willing to teach and they're willing to be taught, definitely green flags, because as you grow together, you're both going to have to pour into each other in different ways. So if they're willing to be taught, if you're willing to be taught, those are green flags right there to move on into this lifelong, beautiful union. Okay? So that's another thing. If they're willing to hold themselves accountable and apologize too. You don't want to date nobody who doesn't know how to say I'm sorry when they're wrong. Like that's not cool. And then my last one is just if they're interested in you, if they're genuinely interested in you as a person, learning more about you, interested in learning what makes you tick, interested in learning about your love language, and actually willing to learn how to implement them into their behaviors so that they can interact with you in a way that you understand and appreciate. Green flags all the way around, okay? Somebody who's willing to learn your love language so that they can love you better. What? Propose. No, ladies, don't do that. Don't propose to the men. But that is a green flag. It's definitely a green flag. So thank you so much for joining me today. That's all I have for you all today. I hope that this cuffing season is definitely successful for any of you watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and definitely hit that like button and hit the notification button so that you never miss a beat, okay? I hope your week is filled with love and peace, and I'll see you next time.